Hi and welcome to PlayStation Plus One. Today we're playing a little bit of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Battle Royale demo that was recently released on the PlayStation 3. It's really tough because typically I'd hate to kind of play a demo of a game, or I typically hate to do a video of the game that I've not played enough of or haven't completed, because I feel like I wouldn't have enough insight or of an opinion to kind of say anything. However, as this is kind of a niche type game or a niche type game, I wanted to download it and give it a go because I'm fully aware of the anime series. I've kind of watched the most recent adaptation of JoJo's. Not a massive part of it. I think I watched most of part one of JoJo's, which is kind of like the original, the start of it, where you're introduced to the characters and Dio, he's a vampire and all this kind of stuff, who we're facing off here. But we're facing off here with Jotaro, who's from part 3 of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure kind of series. And if you know anything about that, I think that's like the where it introduced stands. And for anyone who's probably not so much familiar, but have thought, wow, I've heard of this JoJo game somewhere before, that's probably because you may have seen it or played it on the Dreamcast, or you may have seen it in like the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Live Store, because there was a HD remastering of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, that Capcom made game, which was based on part 3 of the JoJo series. So just to kind of give you a very kind of brief intro in terms of what this game is and what it's based on. And so it's based off this kind of original anime, which the anime is kind of like a massive homage to the original manga, which was, I think it's still ongoing actually, but a very kind of, I think it came out originally in late 1980s, maybe 1987, the original manga, so it does have a very kind of 80s look to it, very colourful. A lot of the characters are kind of named after pop stars, like Dio obviously, and I think there was like a character called Vanilla Ice and all these type of things. So it's, I definitely recommend going in and there you go, there's a character name called Zeppeli, which I imagine is kind of on the name, a play on the words of the name Led Zeppelin. So I would definitely kind of, look into this series because it's very, very interesting. Very, very Japanese. So if you want something, if you like kind of your Japanese Kuro type games and whatnot, then this is definitely one to kind of look out for. And so, just in terms of the gameplay mechanics and whatnot, this game is, from what I can tell, was made by CyberConnect. I think maybe CyberConnect 2, maybe. And they are behind another licensed anime game, the Naruto, more recently probably Naruto Shippuden, I imagine, game. So they kind of know what they're doing in terms of doing 3D games that are supposed to be reminiscent of a high-octane action series, and they've definitely done an amazing job here. Visually, this game is, I think, probably one of the best-looking cel-shaded games I've seen in a long while. This is a PlayStation 3 game, like I said, so we're now in this is now considered old gen, and to me this is probably like one of the best-looking games I've seen for a good while. And I think that's obviously because it's trying to copy but it's done an amazing job of copying the visual motif of the anime, which itself is very reminiscent to the manga that it's based on. And so the characters all look like the characters. I'm sure they have all the same kind of Japanese voice actors, seiyus, whatever. And it looks like it was taken out from the manga. It looks like it's part of this new TV series. So for those who are big fans, this is a no-brainer. You probably already bought this. You're probably not even bothering with the demo. You probably had this game pre-ordered. But for those who haven't, and for those this is kind of new to, I would definitely say give this demo a go. It's if not everyone's kind of into fighting games, This is very different. It is visually crazy, and you do think, oh, what's going on? But it's very kind of simple to play. You have, from what I can tell, a light, medium, and high attack. With this particular character, Jotaro, who's based off part 3, you get control of your stand, so I can tap him out once this guy's done his special move. And so we can control our stand as well as Jotaro. You can do kind of your basic kind of course, half a course circle, forward and backwards, and look at that. That's brilliant. And so it's kind of very reminiscent to that, but it's very simplified. You've got the X button is your kind of your dodge button, it's foreground and stuff. And so it's very kind of simplified, but it's fun. So that's kind of my thoughts on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle demo, and so hopefully we'll probably do a more in-depth gameplay video once I've got the retail version. So thanks for listening / watching, and keep it +1.